There's a company out there called Altus, and Cruise is our guest. He's the Senior VP Director of Marketing for them. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Kevin.
By the way, they are members of one of my favorite chambers, the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. I love that organization. Fantastic organization, and I want to encourage people to learn more about them at hwcoc.org, hwcoc.org. Jeannie Ballinger, one of the great ladies in business and entrepreneurship. All right, Cruise, real quickly, why don't you kind of give us that elevator speech, if you will, about Altus?
Sure. We're a healthcare management company. We started up about, I want to say 8 years ago, and what we did is that we had a lot of physicians that were our clients. We originally started off as financial, investors, investment bankers, and with that, our clients, young physicians, said, why don't we get involved in something with you guys, because we like the way you manage our money and you manage our business, and create some kind of private equity where we can also work with you with our patients. And we came together with a very unique concept, and that concept is Altus. We have a diagnostic center, imaging surgery center, and sleep lab all housed under one building. So in a sense that we could now have a one-stop shop for all your services for your patients, and it's great for the community, great for patient satisfaction, and it's very efficient for your physicians. And we've been doing well. We opened up one in Houston, and we opened up in Baytown. And recently, we've now expanded with our cancer center in Baytown as well as in Beaumont. So it's a very unique healthcare system, and it's doing really well.
Okay, so let me ask you then. So basically, your primary patient, customer is medical doctors.
Our primary patients would be medical doctors.
And then their customer, of course, is the patient.
Exactly. And then we serve their customers. They send them over to us for an MRI study, a sleep study, or a CT scan, and even their sleep studies. I mean, it's a big thing in America right now with sleep disorders becoming
a big problem.
I know it's when you see the patient after they've done their sleep study and how much it affects them, it really surprises you. And then, of course, we do outpatient surgery. And there's nothing better for a patient to get in, have their surgery done by an excellent board-certified surgeon, and be able to go home that same day instead of staying in the medical center or being locked up somewhere and just, losing so much time with their family and their loved ones.
So when you approach, and this is a business show, so that's why I'm asking business-type questions, obviously. But so when you, and I think people out there would be interested to see how this works. So when you approach a doctor, typically that doctor is working with a medical center or a hospital that's there, and you come and offer your services or your facility as an alternative. What's the selling points? What's the differentiation between it and a hospital?
Sure, I think it comes.
I'm sure they need a hospital for some things, but you're saying for other things they're a more logical choice. Kind of give us an example.
Sure, I think it comes down to our credo, which is empowering physicians. So it becomes, when you put it in a business standpoint, I do approach physicians and I go up to them and say, look, we have a great opportunity for you to be invested in a medical model that serves your patients, does exactly pretty much what the hospital does, if not better. And you're able to control, your patient's health care, and you're also able to, have that kind of guarantee that your patient's going to come back to you instead of getting lost in a medical center or instead of getting lost in a hospital setting. And that way, we're also able to make it good for you financially, because now you can invest in these medical centers. And I'll sit down with them and I'll present to them.
They actually become something of an owner of these centers.
Sure, they become landlords. So in a sense, as a landlord, you want to make sure that every room in your building is filled up. So in a sense, you also want to make sure that your patients go to all these diagnostic facilities and, get tested. And maybe if they need surgeries, we'll come back and let you know. But yes.
And you do some of those surgeries.
We do a lot of the surgeries outpatient. And again, we sit down with our doctors, explain everything to them. And we let them, we know it's a very tough time for physicians to invest out there. And we assure them we're not carpetbaggers of any sort, and these investments deal with real estate, so it's a great deal for a lot of physicians.
How many facilities do you have now?
Currently, we have 3 facilities that are all running: West Houston, Beaumont, and Baytown. And we also work with hospices. We have 2 hospice outpatient services in Beaumont and in Houston, and we're currently working in the north side of town. We also have a durable medical equipment company, and we've also recently acquired a vitamin company called Physician Select. So anything that can complement our model, again, empowering physicians and bringing more to their bottom line at the end of the day is what we're going to get interested in.
How many physicians do you have working with you now in all your facilities?
Currently, last count we did, we have over 730 physicians either referring, working, or invested with us.
And how many more do you want?
The sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. You'll just build new facilities to accommodate them.
Build new facilities, go back to them and say, help me help you. What do you want us to do, and where do you want us to go with this model?
Okay. Altus is the company. The website is Altus, ALTUS, HMS.com. And that's Altus is the company. That's HMS, which stands for Healthcare Management Services. Altus, HMS.com. Cruize Gage is the Senior VP, Director of Marketing, and very informative guest, very interesting concept. And I would think any medical doctor out there, particularly in the trying economy that we're in right now, they can actually invest in what they do. With your company, they literally get to invest in what they do. That's the one thing, first of all, doctors tend to be rather analytical anyway, and they like to know what they're putting their money in. Well, here you're literally putting your money into your own business in areas that you normally can't invest in, right?
Exactly.
And that's fantastic.
That's what we love. We love the fact that we've got skin in the game, they've got skin in the game. We can't go wrong, and we're just growing.
All right. Cruize Gage is the name. Altus is the company. AltusHMS.com. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
All right. And when we come back, much more for you right here on The Price of Business.